Imagine your flight is just about to land when suddenly the plane loses its GPS connection and drops off the map entirely. That's exactly what happened to passengers on 2 flights from Finland to Estonia in April 2024, forcing both planes to turn back mid-flight. But this wasn't a technical malfunction, this was warfare. And the stakes are about to get much, much higher. The reason behind these disrupted flights was GPS jamming, and European officials point their fingers at this small Russian territory nestled on the Baltic. This is Kaliningrad, home to nearly 1 million Russians who now find themselves in the crosshairs of NATO's most aggressive war planning yet. Just 2 days back, U.S. Army Europe and Africa Commander General Chris Donahue claimed that the alliance can neutralize Kaliningrad in a time frame that is unheard of. Moscow's response was equally blunt, that any attack on Kaliningrad would set all of Europe on fire. Kaliningrad houses Russia's nuclear-capable Iskander missiles, the Baltic Fleet, and serves as the westernmost fortress of Russian power. Many analysts view it as what one expert calls a Russian dagger pointed directly at Europe's heart. But how did this small piece of land become the potential trigger for World War III, and why is it even Russia? For hundreds of years, this land was East Prussia, a key German administrative hub. However, after World War II, the Soviet Union annexed it, expelling Germans and renaming it Kaliningrad. They then brought in new settlers, systematically destroying its German past while transforming it into one of the most militarized places on Earth. During the Cold War, Kaliningrad was secure amidst communist allies. But the Soviet collapse left Russia with a critical strategic vulnerability. The now independent Baltic states and Poland joined NATO, placing Western forces directly on its borders. But its neighbors consider this little bit of Russia a big threat. Look at this narrow strip of land between Lithuania and Poland. It's called the Suwalki Gap. NATO strategists consider it their greatest vulnerability, as Russian forces from Kaliningrad could easily cut through, isolating the Baltic states from the rest of the alliance. This is why both sides have been preparing for the battle that could decide the future of Europe, with NATO recently conducting its largest military exercise ever in the Suwalki region. Russia has turned Kaliningrad into a nuclear fortress, deploying Iskander missiles that can strike major European capitals within minutes. The port of Baltic houses Russia's Baltic Fleet, while advanced S-400 air defense systems protect what experts believe are nuclear warhead storage facilities. The strategic balance shifted dramatically when Finland and Sweden joined NATO following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Suddenly, the Baltic Sea became what NATO strategists now call Lake NATO. Sweden's Gotland Island provides NATO with a forward base, while Finnish territory extends NATO's reach even closer to Russian shores. Russia's room for maneuver has been cut to almost nothing. However, Moscow's message couldn't be more explicit. Any NATO strike on Kaliningrad, regardless of how surgical or limited Western planners believe it might be, crosses a fundamental red line and will trigger a response against all of Russia's sovereign territory. General Donahue's threat to seize Kaliningrad represents a fundamental shift in NATO strategy, from deterrence to offense. But military confidence and battlefield reality are two very different things. What happens when you threaten to capture a nuclear-armed territory that Russia considers vital to its survival? One miscalculation, and this standoff could spiral into a nuclear confrontation. The GPS jamming continues, military exercises escalate on both sides, and the threats grow bolder with each passing day. One miscalculation, one intercepted aircraft, and this tiny corner of Europe could become ground zero for a nuclear confrontation. What do you think? Is NATO's threat to seize Kaliningrad a necessary show of strength or a reckless gamble? Let us know in the comments whether you believe this standoff will end in diplomacy or disaster.